This video is sponsored by PokemonStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your deck, or just to get the latest booster packs in town like Chilling Ring, for example. You can use the coupon code ZapDosTCG for 5% off your complete order. How fantastic is that? Also, this video is sponsored by cardmarket.com. This is a European platform where you're going to be able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and they even have old school cards for the collectors out there. Last but not least, this video is also sponsored by yourplaymat.com. This is a website where you're going to be able to create your own unique custom playmat. Use the coupon code ZapDosTCG10YP for 10% off your complete order, or just click the link in the description below to create your own fantastic playmat for the new season. Anyhow, thanks for sticking around with the commercials. I'll see you guys in a bit, so see you then. Sup YouTube, it's ZapDosTCG here, and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. In this video we're going to be talking about the top 10 cards I will personally miss after rotation. So we already know that our rotation is happening on the 10th of September. We talked about it in full detail. You can find links in the description below if you want to learn more about the rotation, about all the cards we're losing. But right now we're going to be talking about the top 10 cards I will personally miss when playing the game. So if you guys are hyped for this video, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. Also, be sure to let me know what your top 10 cards you guys will miss after rotation will be in the description, actually in the comment section below. And let's just get a discussion started, shall we? Okay, without further ado, let's just start off with the number 10 spot, Dedenne GX. Hear me out on this one. Okay, Dedenne GX has to be a staple of every deck before rotation. I know that is true. Most decks do run Dedenne just because you can have that dig potential, the DD changeability. If you slap it down on the bench, you can discard your hand and then draw 6 cards. That's super huge to dig for resources if you want to find something like your boss's orders for a game. Maybe you're looking for that specific great catcher. Maybe you're looking for that specific energy for maybe saucers or whatever it is. This Dedenne allowed a lot of decks to be more consistent than ever before. We're gonna have to say goodbye to Dedenne. I know we still keep Crobat. And I know we still have Cricketune V, but it's not the same. Dedenne is like the pure aggression. You can, in this specific format, like pre-rotation, you could go for like Dedenne, Research, Crobat. That's crazy. You can draw like half of your deck on turn 1 if you go second, because then you can also play supporter. But that's just ridiculous of how powerful it has become to draw your resources. So that's why there's also a lot of decks playing a lot of one-offs just because you can draw so deeply into your deck. So I will miss Dedenne GX. On that other hand, stuff like Jirachi, something I personally won't miss, like the Stellaridge, because we also have stuff like Cinccino to draw cards. We have the Jirachi from Vivid Voltage, which also allows you to dig a little bit deeper into the deck. Jirachi has been also a very staple in a lot of decks, but for the number 10 spot, it also goes to Dedenne GX to dig deeply into the deck. So as a little disclaimer, Jirachi from Team Up is nowhere near on this list just because of the fact that I will have more cards up on this list that I personally will miss most. But Jirachi from Team Up is definitely an honorable mention for sure. Another honorable mention is Mawile GX, because I just love cheesing people out with the captivating Wink ability. But this is my honorable mentions out of the way. Number 10 goes to Dedenne GX. Lots of decks will be very much slower. Like the format will slow down, which is something I do love. So it's like that's why it's only so low on the list. I will live without Dedenne. We do have Crobat V and all that. So for now, on the number 10 spot, Dedenne is the card from Unbroken Bonds, which we will miss. It was also printed in a trainer toolkit, by the way. Number 9 goes to Welder. Oh boy. Have we got like a lot of firepower with Welder, accelerating 2 fire energies from the hand and drawing 3 cards. It's utterly broken. This is probably the best supporter printed ever. Just because of the fact, the raw power. You can just, like, cards like Charizard and Reshiram Tag Team GX, or maybe Heatran GX for example, all of those cards would be trash without the power of Welder. Imagine we never got Welder. All these cards you'll be looking at like, nah, that's not a good card, skip over it. But thanks to Welder, you can see like, oh, a 4 energy attack cost, easy. Welder, attach of turn, the next turn we have Flare Strike for 230. or maybe you can go for double blaze for 6 synergies. We've all seen it happen before. So Welder, super powerful. Also the card that established the Blacephalon deck, slapping bazillion damage. 350 on the first turn was possible. One-shotting anything with Blacephalon. Yeah, little disclaimer. Blacephalon's coming up on the list and it's not number 1, so some little spoilers ahead. But Welder made fire decks unstoppable, even up against other decks. It just went all out. You know, you were weak against water, but water was not played a lot in the pre-rotation format. Now we of course have these decks like Ice Rider being able to hit them for weakness, but Welder is just a broken card. We know we have stuff like Melanie for water decks. It's not the same. If you've played Melanie before, it's not the same like Welder. Welder is definitely deserving on the number 9 spot, because fire decks will now have to think completely different. Like in the past, you say like a fire card comes out, you immediately look at, oh, you can use Welder to set it up. Now we say goodbye to Welder. So Dedenne and Welder, powerful cards, oftenly paired together as well to dig for Welder. Some decks even had only 4 Welders in the deck. Think about the Tord Ratcliffe build of the top 4 of Worlds, where he was playing only 4 Welders in the deck, just so you can just utilize this powerful supporter, dig through the deck with Team Up Jirachi as well as the Dedenne GX and find it. So Welder, definitely broken, definitely deserving number 9 spot. I personally will miss it a little bit less than the other cards I'm gonna mention, but it's still a very cool card. Number 8, Mew. Yeah, let me explain this one. I don't like Gmax Rapid Flows destroying my 1 price deck. Mew helped me out with that. Also stuff like Spit Shot from Cramorant. You could protect your entire bench, and not even to mention stuff like Sandaconda VMAX now have free play because Mew, the bench barrier, is gone. Also, it looks like we're not getting a reprint of a bench barrier card in Evolving Skies, which means the bench is no longer safe. Post-rotation, the bench is no longer safe. Caution, warning, get it out there. Urshifu becomes very powerful with this. Stuff like Sandaconda becomes even more powerful with this. The cool thing about Mew is that you had no worries about your bench ever getting like sniped or double KOs happening with Gmax Rapid Flow. Now that happens again. The door is open. You can have like Passimian into your Rapid Strike deck, your Urshifu deck, in combination with Telescopic Sight, and out of nowhere, poof, insane things happen. I wonder if we will get a Mew reprint in the set coming in November. I just hope so, because without this, like, Urshifu is gonna be going rampant. I know we have Shadow Rider to counter that, and then we have Eternus to counter that. It's like a rock, paper, scissors format, but I definitely will miss the Mew, definitely for sure. Protecting my bench. My bench is no longer safe. Number 7, Gengar and Mimikyu. Oh boy, has this actually taken a spot in my heart ever since we had Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Not even before it, you can cheese out games with Horror House GX. Horror House GX is, in my opinion, one of the best GXs in the game. Just because you can attach to it, and then the following turn your opponent is not able to play down any cards from the hand. Typically that results into like pass. Just because we're in a VMAX meta, you just attach, use a Horror House, and they cannot go into their VMAX, so their attacks pretty much suck or are useless. That means they're no longer causing a threat, and you have an additional turn to just set your board up. That's how strong Horror House was, definitely for the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX decks, and I won a lot of games going second. Opponent has 1 lone Pokemon interactive, and then yeah, we just Poltergeist and win the game. Just because of our first turn going second using Horror House, the following turn Poltergeist, opponent has a huge hand size, boom, 50 damage for every trainer in the hand, you win games. I love playing Gengar Mimikyu, what can I say? Number 6. Green's Exploration. Oh boy, how much can we miss a card, right? Green's Exploration was very good before the Sword and Shield rules, where the first turn supporter rule was implemented. Then it was very, very, very strong. I used to play Blacephalon with Greens, and I actually got so much CP. I actually got my World's Envy, got even more CP on top of that. My Greens Browns list was OP, even got second at the special event in Paris, got 11th at big regionals in Bochum. What else did we do? We defeated Stefan Ivanov a couple of times with green Browns in a Players Cup, not Players Cup, and a League Cup. Almost forgetting the names here of the League Cups. Yeah, so green decks were just so broken. Search your deck for 2 trainer cards, reveal them and put them in hand, and you cannot play it if you have a Pokemon with an ability in play. Just play decks that don't play any Pokemon with abilities. You can just scout out your B-strings before rotation, the previous rotation happened. So, oh wow, green was so broken, man. I loved it. And I have to say goodbye to that engine. I know we have Peony with Cricketune V, but it doesn't feel the same. Moving forward, number 5. Weavile freaking GX. Hear me out. Weavile GX saw almost no play until Galarian Moltres V rose above the shadows of the depth and poof, Dark Box is legit. And now Dark Box is officially a tier 1 archetype in the Chilling Reign meta. So now that Weavile's finally getting the success that it deserves with Shadow Connection, moving around all your darkness energies freely during your turn, it's gonna rotate. That's super sad. I wanted to see this working out so much with more decks in the future because Dark Box was so good. Galarian Moltres evolve into Weavile, maybe even with Red and Blue honorable mention, or the Tackle engine I would say in general, like Melolana, Cynthia Catlin and all that, Guzmahala. It was a very cool package. I personally will not miss that because I didn't play that too oftenly. Maybe other people will, but this is just all about Weavile GX and how cool it was to move around your energies. The Cheryl plays with Eternus were legit. You could be playing this with Malamar VMAX, a deck that nobody ever played until now, because Weavile made it possible with Red and Blue. Galarian Moltres puts extra energies into play. I will miss moving out my darkness energies. What can I say? Number 4. Reset Stamp, yeah. The comeback card of the century, right? Ever since we saw this card as an item being printed in Unified Minds, everybody was losing their minds. Mark my words, it was like, oh no, it's an item-based version of N, one-sided, and it's broken, and it should be banned. Well, it got banned and expanded, but it didn't get banned and standard. So Reset Stamp was very cool if you were struggling a bit, and this was the ideal comeback card, just putting the opponent back to shuffle, let them shuffle their hand into their deck, and they draw equal the amount of cards than the prize cards they have remaining, which meant if they only had to take one more prize card, you could slow the game down and then overtake a game once more because of Reset Stamp. It was an item card, so you could play it at any specific time, and please let us get an N reprint. I really want an N reprint. Then Reset Stamp being gone will not matter to me as much, but I love the N format. Who remembers the N format? Let me know in the comment section. Noble Victories, maybe in the set after that, I think Fates Collide or something. Very, very strong for sure, the comeback card. Tandem Shocks with Reset Stamp broken. So the Reset Stamp here on the number 4 spot. Number 3 goes to my all-time favorite card, is Blacephalon. This is actually the card that got some recognition for the channel. This is Blacephalon. By itself, won some trophies here and there. We got so many championship points with that card alone. Played it like 1.5 years. People were saying play that card during the World Championships at 2019 when Wishful Baton was still a thing. I scratched that entirely and went with my own rogue deck, Aerodactyl Gx with Frostlass. It went pretty okay. I went 5-3 at Worlds, which is not too bad, but if I would have played this card, it probably would have been better. Then at one point, I got Brent Cosmans. I don't know if you know that guy. Actually played Blacephalon. He said like, this is a good deck, try it out. We tried it out and we actually destroyed the entire meta with it. The Green's Exploration engine was broken. We also had a version with, of course, the Jirachi engine, the Ability engine, which was also very good. And I probably would prefer the Green's Exploration version more. But because of the first turn supporter rule, we could have no longer like resorted to Green's Exploration, so we had to resort to the ability mode. But then again, we played Players Cup 1, 2, and 3 with Blacephalon, and we did very well. If it wasn't for the Players Cup, I probably would have not played Blounce too much, but yeah, it was just a deck that clicked and connected with me, so we just decided Blacephalon was the deck to take. And it actually got ourselves second place at the special event in Paris against Joe Bernard from Omnipoke. I don't know if you remember that specific special event, but I was just crazy. Like my entire crewmates also started playing Blacephalon, and they also got into like day 2s and stuff, so the deck was very strong. Now it actually fell off a little bit just because of Path to the Peak and the high disruption with Marnie, but then again, Blacephalon still on the number 3 spot. People thought this was going to be number 1, but I stopped playing Blacephalon a couple of months ago, so it's not the biggest loss in the world, but then again, very, very cool to see this card getting so much CP during our lifespan here on the 2019-2020 season. Moving forward, number 2, Pokemon Communication. This is a card that actually got printed all the way back in black and white, if I'm not mistaken. Got a reprint, and now we have to say goodbye to it again. I don't know for how long. Will they reprint it? Nobody knows. But this actually helps you to save resources. Definitely in a format with a lot of stage 1s. VMAXs are stage 1s, let us be honest. And imagine you have yourself an opening hand, research, 3 of your VMAX and something basic and whatever, and then you have to have a research. What do you do on the first turn going second? Do you research your hand away or just let your lone active get KO'd? You have no choice but to go for research. And if only there was a communication in that hand, you could have saved one of your VMAXs, got another one out, and then you could have actually drawn your stuff out. So good communication, saving your resources in hand. Also making sure you can get any Pokemon you might want from your deck, even if it's like a basic, a stage 1, a stage 2. Nobody cared about it. You could just grab it from the deck instantly by swapping one of the cards, a Pokemon card from the hand, and you get whatever you want. So I wonder if they will reprint it. It has been reprinted before, so maybe in a year or two we get it back. But for now, we're gonna have to say goodbye to communication. A lot of these VMAX decks will not like that, and will have to implement Evolution Incense into the deck, which is kind of clunky in the opening phases. Pokemon communication was not clunky at all. It was a very consistent card. Also being able to grab your Crobat, your Dedenne, etc. When the time was right. So saying goodbye to communication will actually lower the consistency of a lot of top tier decks, mark my words. Then the final card here on the list, number 1. Aerodactyl Gx. This is a card that is just so good. It got printed all the way back in Cosmic Eclipse. Nobody paid an eye and actually did anything with it until one price decks like Blacephalon actually started to utilize this power, because every single time one of your Pokemon got knocked out, you're gonna be able to draw 3 cards during your turn. That's gonna be crazy. Let's say the opponent knocks out like 4 Pokemon and stuff. It's all one pricers. You're gonna have so much use out of the Aerodactyl, drawing so much cards. And the 3 cards were super crazy because during its lifespan, it also had, of course, other mechanics. You can go for Aerodactyl, Dedenne, Crobat, and even play supporter after that. So you can draw basically your entire deck and get whatever resource you need. Maybe you needed that reset stamp to slow the opponent down and get the game back in your hand. Just drawing 3 cards is broken in the TCG. Definitely on a basic. And definitely with one prizer being knocked out. So Aerodactyl, I played it in almost all my decks. I love playing Aerodactyl just so you can have hand advantage. Hand advantage has always been great in the TCG, and yeah, you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna get reset stamped, I'm gonna get money into a hand that is unplayable, and they knock me out, then I'm gonna lose. Well, no problem. The Aerodactyl, once it's on the bench, actually saves you so much trouble. You can actually get the game back in your hand with Aerodactyl. So that is my top 10 cards we will miss with the Sun and Moon rotation. So I have to say goodbye to that entire block of cards. It's Sword and Shield on, starting on September 10th. And these are the 10 cards I will miss. Most of these cards you probably played in top tier decks. Let us be honest. Communication, probably played that. Blacephalon, you might or not played Tempo's Art. Reset Stamp, probably played that as well. Weavile is also a new one. Cards you also played Mew to protect your bench, Welder, and of course the Dedenne GX, which was actually a target in every single... Lots of games were won by knocking out the Dedenne. Either was Spit Shot, Great Catcher, Boss Zoro's KO, so it was a liability, but it was just so good to draw cards. Anyhow, hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways. Yeah, it only takes a couple of seconds, and yeah, you support the channel, and I appreciate it quite a bit. Other than that, be sure to check out our sponsors, of course, PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. Looking for that specific code to complete your deck. Promo codes, they have it available. Maybe you are looking for some of the latest booster packs like Chilling Reign or Battle Styles. They have everything up on stock. Use that coupon code ZapBluesTCG for 5% off your order. Also, go check out cardmarket.com if you are a European player. You can actually buy physical product there, whether it's booster packs, booster boxes, cards from people all across Europe, and you can sell cards yourself. So buy and sell cards to people all across Europe with Card Market. I'm actually going to be giving away a 10 euro coupon code that Card Market gave to me. So you guys, one of you lucky fellas can actually get 10 euros if you actually are the first one to claim the code. So hopefully one of you guys will let me know what you're going to buy on Card Market with the code. So let's just put it on screen right now. There it is. And hopefully one of you lucky people will comment in the comment section. 10 euros is quite a little bit, so be sure to let me know. And last but not least, go check out yourplaymat.com. That is a website where you're able to create your own unique custom playmat. One of my recent sponsors, very easy to use. Just upload your favorite wallpaper. Maybe you designed something yourself, upload it on the website. They ship worldwide. And if you click the link in the description right now, you get 10% of your complete order. So that means if you get a lot of playmats, that's a lot of percentage you actually gain from that. And yeah, getting the new playmat for the new season is, of course, fantastic. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow in another TCG video. I'm out. Peace.